Hey guys, it's Anna with another art video. Okay, so today I'm trying something a little bit different. I am going to tell you one of my favorite myths, and it will have some artwork playing in a speed art I did to illustrate this particular myth, so it is an art video. The myth is called Thrym... one second. Thrimskvitha, better known as That Time Thor's Hammer Was Stolen, That Time It Actually Wasn't Loki's Fault, and That Time Thor Was a Crossdresser. I originally read this in the Dolaire's Book of Norse Myths, which I highly, highly recommend anybody interested in the myths reads to get very accurate information. It's told beautifully and it has the most gorgeous illustrations. Dolaire's, man. But I also went over a translation of the original Poetic Edda poem in order to fact check. Our tale begins with Thor waking up one morning and reaching for Mjolnir, his trusty hammer, on his night table, or whatever passed for a night table in the times of the Norse myths, only to find his hammer is missing. As his hammer is the main thing keeping the Jotuns from storming Asgard, he is low-key freaking out at this point. Speaking of low-key, this was just who he went to at that moment for help. Now he goes up to Loki and tells him his hammer is missing. This was in part probably because Loki is usually responsible for these types of things, and partly because he's also resourceful, secretive, and good at problem solving. Loki is the brain to Thor's brawn most of the time. Now Loki hears about the MIA hammer, and Paling, he's like, shit, we can't tell people about this. Alright, okay. Let's talk to Freya so she can lend me her falcon wings so I can figure this out. I honestly don't understand why he needed Freya's falcon wings, because Loki is a shapeshifter, but I'll just go with it. So they go to Freya's, and she gives them the wings. This shows just how serious the situation is, as most of the time, nobody's gonna trust Loki with their valuables. And Loki and Freya have so many flame wars, and I think it's awesome. It's awesome. And in this particular myth, she says, I would give it to you, Loki, even if it were made of silver, even if it were made of gold. Which she's basically saying, I don't trust you at all. And yet, I am actually trusting you. Just so that we're clear on how important this is. Okay, so Loki flies off with the falcon wings, and once in Jotunheim, the giant Thrym saw the falcon and called up, Hey, Birdman! How are the gods? How are the elves? And why are you here alone in the land of the giants? And Loki spake, Ill fare the gods, and ill fare the elves. And cutting right to the chase, he goes, Did you steal the Thunder God's hammer? Now Thrym is no dummy, and knows he can get one Niflheim of a ransom. Oh, you know I did. I buried it 8 feet under. Just kidding. It was 8 miles. And you're not getting it back until I have the lovely Freya's hand in marriage. They always ask for Freya, honestly. Got it. Okay, cool. I'll, pass that along for you. Yup. Okay, bye. And Loki flies off and heads back to Asgard, where he reports back to Thor, who, upon hearing that the choice was his beloved Mjolnir or Freya, immediately goes to her and is all like, Girl, get your dress, grab your jewels, you'll get dressed in the chariot, you're getting married. And Freya, the Vanir goddess of love, most beautiful among goddesses, radiated pure anger, and the room trembled in fear. And then she was all, You think of me less than the common whore, if you believe I'll marry a Jotun. So the gods call a meeting at the threat of Freya's wrath, and start tossing out ideas. This is when Heimdall, the man with 9 mothers, tosses his idea out there. what if we give him what he thinks is Freya, but is actually somebody else disguised as Freya? And everybody's all like, okay, okay. Okay, but who's gonna be Freya? And then Heimdall does that evil mastermind thing that you'll see in like shows where he slowly turns to look at Thor and then everybody else starts staring at Thor and he's like, "Why is everybody looking at me? Wait. No. I didn't agree to this. No, no." And like just picture him like being dragged off by the rest of the gods and then like dressed in this beautiful wedding gown. And Thor was dressed in jewels and veils and given Freya's necklace. Loki shapeshifted into a handmaiden, and they were off to the Lady Thor's wedding. Okay, you're indistinguishable. I can't speak, I apologize. Okay, you're indistinguishable from a woman as long as you don't open your big mouth. Let me do the talking, Loki bid Thor. So they arrive at Thryme's place, and he's all, "Is that Freya? Is she here?" So he gets everything set up, and there's this big feast. And in the feast, we got roast oxen, we got like sauteed salmon, and we got pastries for the women folk, and enough mead to fill an ocean. Okay, Thor, right? He eats a whole ox, 8 salmon, all of the pastries, and 3 tons, that is ton with a U, and is equal to about 720 gallons of mead. Yep. Since this wasn't really expected behavior for the lovely Freya, Thryme's all like, "Whoa, who's ever seen a woman who eats that much, or drinks that much mead? What's going on here?" And so our favorite honey-tongued god says, "Well, the lovely Freya was just so excited about marrying you that she has not touched a bite of food in 8 days and 8 nights." Insert side glare and under the table kick at Thor. Now, Thryme thinks this is just so romantic because he's gullible. And he goes to lift up Thor's veil for a kiss, only to see Thor's angry, red, bloodshot eyes because Thor. And Thryme stumbles back in terror, saying, "Why are her eyes fiery red? She looks like she wants to burn me." And Loki never skips a beat and says that, "Oh, she's not slept for 8 days and 8 nights because she was just so in love." And again, Thryme thinks this is just like, dang, this is the most romantic person. I am the luckiest groom. And he calls for the bridal fee, which is the hammer. So he gets out Mjolnir and puts it on Thor's lap, and Thor whips off his wedding dress and is like, "Hey, baby." And then he murders him. And everybody there just kills them all. It was fun. And so his hammer got Odin's son. So, that was the tale of Thor's cross-dressing. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Oh, and let me know any other myths that you think I should do, specifically from Norse and Greek mythology.